Some people thrive on disrespect. They test your patience, push your buttons, and expect you to lose control. They love to provoke, hoping to make you react emotionally. It's a game they play to feel superior and to undermine your peace of mind. But here's the truth: when you lose your temper, they win. Their goal is to get a rise out of you, and if you give them that, they have the power. But real power lies in staying calm and responding with precision, delivering a sharp, unexpected comeback that leaves them speechless. The key to dealing with disrespect is not in fighting back or getting emotional. It's in maintaining control over your own reactions and using your words strategically. By staying calm and unshaken, you can turn the tables. You don't need to yell, argue, or let their negativity affect you. Instead, you respond in a way that shows them they cannot control your emotions, leaving them feeling small and insignificant. In this video, I'm going to share powerful comebacks that shut down rudeness instantly. These comebacks are designed to help you keep your composure, take control of the situation, and deliver a response so sharp that it forces those who try to disrespect you to regret their actions. If you want to stop feeling disrespected, these tools will change the way you respond to negativity and elevate your confidence. 1. Reasons why it is important to stay calm. When it comes to handling disrespect, many people think that fighting back or losing their temper is the right response. However, the truth is that when you let your emotions take control, you give the person disrespecting you exactly what they want: a reaction. This is their game. They thrive on seeing you upset, frustrated, or defensive. But here's the powerful truth: when you lose your temper, they win. If you yell, argue, or let their words get under your skin, you're allowing them to dictate your emotions and steal your peace of mind. The real power lies in staying calm. By keeping your composure, you take control of the situation. You remove the power from the person who is trying to provoke you. They might expect you to react emotionally, to get defensive or upset. But when you respond with calmness and clarity, you not only deny them the satisfaction of seeing you struggle, but also make them realize that their disrespect has no power over you. It's important to remember that people who disrespect you are often doing so because they want to control the conversation or make themselves feel superior. They thrive on chaos and confrontation. By staying calm and composed, you deny them that control. You show them that you are not easily manipulated by their words or actions. This shift in power dynamics can be unsettling for them, and it forces them to reconsider their behavior. Moreover, losing your temper only lowers your own status. It gives the person who disrespects you the upper hand. They will walk away thinking that they got to you, that they managed to provoke you, and that they were in control. However, when you stay calm, your confidence and self-control shine through. You remain the bigger person, and they are left with nothing but their own disrespect. In fact, when you stay calm and composed, your response is much sharper and more effective. Instead of reacting emotionally, you can deliver a calculated response that shuts down their rudeness instantly. This not only proves your strength, but also leaves them speechless, unable to respond in a way that will regain the power they thought they had. 2. Powerful answers. Sentence 1. You have the right to your opinion, and I have the right to ignore it. The person who disrespects you, whether they are making judgments or offering unsolicited advice, often expects you to react emotionally. They want you to get defensive, to argue, to prove them wrong, and most of all, they want to see you lose control. When you give them that emotional reaction, they win. But by saying, "I'm entitled to ignore it," you are not giving them the reaction they want. Instead, you are calmly asserting that their opinion has no power over you, and you won't waste your energy engaging with their negativity. This response removes the emotional weight from the conversation. Rather than allowing their words to provoke you, you are essentially saying, "Your opinion doesn't matter to me, and I'm not going to let it affect me." It is a subtle but effective way of maintaining your composure and controlling the situation. Many rude people like to push their opinions on others because they want to assert control. They want to dictate the conversation and make you feel like you should care about what they think. This phrase, however, sets a firm boundary. By stating that you have the right to ignore their opinion, you are sending a message that their judgment doesn't have the power to shape your actions or thoughts. This boundary not only protects your emotional well-being but also prevents them from trying to manipulate or dominate the conversation. People who disrespect you often do so because they believe their opinion is the most important one in the room. When you use this comeback, you remind them that their opinion is just that, an opinion. It's not fact, and it doesn't have to be acknowledged or validated. Setting boundaries like this is essential in keeping your peace and not letting others walk all over you. When people criticize or belittle you, their goal is often to feel superior and in control. They want to diminish you to make themselves feel bigger. By refusing to engage with their opinion, you are taking control back. They no longer have the power to get under your skin or make you feel inferior. Instead, you maintain your power and, in doing so, put them in their place. This response is a subtle power move. It shows that you are confident in yourself and don't need to defend your actions or decisions to anyone. You don't need to prove anything to them, and you don't need their approval. It takes their power away and shows that you are in charge of how you respond, not them. People who disrespect you often enjoy the emotional response they provoke. It's like a game to them. But when you simply shrug off their opinion and refuse to engage, you deny them the satisfaction of seeing you upset or defensive. This frustrates them because they're not getting the reaction they hoped for. The best part is that they don't have a response to this. There's nothing they can say to counteract your calm demeanor and confidence. The response, "I'm entitled to ignore it," shuts down their attempt to manipulate or provoke you. It leaves them with nothing but their own words and a realization that you don't care. This can be one of the most disarming things you can do to someone who thrives on putting others down. In summary, the phrase "you're entitled to your opinion, and I'm entitled to ignore it" is a powerful tool in dealing with disrespect. It allows you to maintain your emotional composure, set boundaries, take control of the situation, and deny the other person the satisfaction they seek. It's a simple but effective way to remind someone that their judgment doesn't matter, and you won't let it affect you. The next time you face someone who is rude or dismissive, try using this phrase. It's one of the best ways to keep your power and stay calm in the face of negativity. Sentence 2. If I had $1 for every clever sentence you said, I would be poor. When you're dealing with people who talk a lot but offer little value, this comeback is a powerful tool to use. It might sound playful at first, but the underlying message is sharp and effective. This response isn't just about making a joke, it's about highlighting the lack of substance in their words without directly insulting them. By saying, "If I had $1 for every smart thing you said, I'd be broke," you force them to confront the fact that, despite their loud, confident demeanor, they're not offering anything of value. Rude and arrogant people often talk at length, but if you pay attention, you'll realize they rarely say anything that adds value to the conversation. Their words are empty, full of sarcasm or trivial remarks that are meant to make others feel small rather than contribute meaningfully. This comeback directly points out that their words hold little weight. When you say, "If I had $1 for every smart thing you said, I'd be broke," you're telling them, without being outright rude, that their contributions have no real substance. What makes this response so effective is that it uses humor and wit to reveal their lack of depth. It's not an attack, it's a reflection of their behavior. It also forces them to pause and think, realizing that their attempt to dominate the conversation with meaningless remarks is no longer working. People who love to belittle others often thrive on making others feel smaller so they can feel bigger. They use sarcasm, insults, and condescending remarks to boost their own ego. This response flips the power dynamic by calling out their behavior in a subtle, non-confrontational way. Instead of reacting defensively or trying to prove yourself, you're putting the spotlight on them and showing that their attempts to act superior are based on empty words. By using this response, you remove their ability to make you feel small. You're not defending yourself, you're pointing out their own shortcomings in a way that makes them feel exposed. This can leave them speechless, as they now realize that you're not impressed by their attempts to undermine you. The beauty of this comeback is that it makes the person look foolish without directly insulting them. When you say, "If I had $1 for every smart thing you said, I'd be broke," it's a sharp jab at their lack of intelligence, but it's wrapped in humor. This makes it hard for them to respond without looking defensive or proving your point. People who use sarcasm or try to act superior often lack the substance to back up their words. By calling attention to this, you subtly expose their insecurities. They might try to come up with a comeback, but that will only confirm that they are the ones who lack value in their words. There's no real comeback to this line, and that's why it's so effective in shutting them down. This comeback is particularly useful in situations where someone is constantly interrupting you with sarcastic comments or insults. For example, if a coworker is trying to belittle your ideas or criticize everything without offering any meaningful solutions, this is the perfect response. It's also useful when a friend or acquaintance always mocks you but never has anything of value to contribute. By using this comeback, you show that you're not willing to let their empty remarks affect you. Instead of engaging in a pointless argument or trying to prove yourself, you're using humor to assert your own value and expose theirs. In conclusion, "If I had $1 for every smart thing you said, I'd be broke" is a clever and effective comeback for dealing with rude or arrogant people. It's not just about making them feel small, it's about exposing the lack of substance in their words and flipping the power dynamic. By using humor, you can disarm them and leave them speechless, without ever stooping to their level. This response forces them to confront their own behavior and, in many cases, makes them reconsider trying to belittle you in the future. Sentence 3. I do not argue with people who live by disrespect. This comeback is a powerful statement of self-respect and emotional intelligence. When someone continuously disrespects you, whether it's through passive-aggressive behavior, insults, or blatant disregard for your feelings, responding with "I don't argue with people who thrive on disrespect" is an effective way to shut down their negativity without stooping to their level. Many people who disrespect others do so not because they truly believe they are right, but because they thrive on creating conflict. These individuals are often not interested in having a meaningful conversation or finding common ground. Their goal is to stir up drama, provoke a response, and make others feel small in the process. By using this comeback, you are acknowledging the real nature of their behavior and refusing to engage in their game. You're making it clear that their disrespect is not something you are willing to tolerate, and you won't waste your time trying to argue with them. One of the key aspects of this response is the boundary it sets. It's a way of saying, "I am not willing to lower myself to your level." It's important to recognize that some people don't want a resolution, they just want to see you react. By stating, "I don't argue with people who thrive on disrespect," you're telling them that their attempts to provoke you won't work. You're taking control of the situation by refusing to engage with their behavior and making it clear that you will not tolerate being disrespected. People who thrive on disrespect often expect you to become emotional, defensive, or upset. They want to control the situation by getting under your skin. By calmly responding with this phrase, you take back the control. you are not allowing them to manipulate your emotions. Instead, you remain in control of your own feelings and reactions, which is the ultimate power move. When you stop engaging emotionally, you deny them the satisfaction of seeing you struggle or react. Another powerful aspect of this comeback is that it exposes the behavior of the person disrespecting you. When you say, "I don't argue with people who thrive on disrespect," you're pointing out that their behavior is unacceptable and that you see right through their attempts to provoke you. You're not attacking them personally, but you are calling out their actions. This forces them to realize that their strategy of creating conflict has no effect on you, and they may think twice before trying it again. In summary, I don't argue with people who thrive on disrespect is a powerful and confident response to people who thrive on creating conflict and disrespecting others. It not only sets boundaries but also shows that you won't allow yourself to be dragged into petty arguments. By using this phrase, you remain calm, collected, and in control, forcing the person who disrespects you to rethink their behavior. Sentence 4. Your attitude won't get you far in life. This comeback is a direct hit to those who believe that arrogance, condescension, and disrespect will get them ahead in life. When someone adopts a negative, rude, or dismissive attitude, it's easy to think they have the upper hand. They may act superior, belittle others, or dismiss other people's opinions as irrelevant. But the reality is, such behavior will eventually catch up to them. That's why responding with your attitude isn't going to get you very far in life is a powerful way to not only stand up for yourself but also remind them that their behavior has consequences. When someone acts rude or dismissive, it's often because they believe that treating others poorly will somehow help them get ahead. They may think that by looking down on others, they're boosting their own status. However, this attitude is a short-sighted approach that ultimately leads to failure. This comeback forces them to reflect on their behavior and realize that treating people poorly won't serve them in the long run. It's a reminder that success in life is not just about talent or skills, but also about how you treat others. Many people who adopt a rude or dismissive attitude believe they can push others down to elevate themselves. They think that being condescending makes them appear powerful or successful. However, this mindset is flawed. By using this comeback, you expose the reality of their thinking. You're telling them that their attitude will not lead to lasting success. True success isn't about putting others down. It's about building positive relationships, being respectful, and contributing in a meaningful way. This comeback puts the focus on their behavior, not just their words. It helps them recognize that success is a journey built on respect and collaboration, not arrogance and disrespect. When you say, "Your attitude isn't going to get you very far in life," you are setting the tone for how you expect to be treated. It shows that you won't tolerate negativity or toxic behavior, and it encourages them to reconsider their approach. It also subtly implies that your path in life is based on positive, respectful interactions, and that's the way forward. You're essentially teaching them a lesson in humility and the importance of a constructive attitude. This comeback is perfect when you encounter someone who regularly displays arrogance or belittles others. It's particularly effective in situations where someone tries to dominate the conversation, mock others, or put people down to make themselves feel superior. By using this response, you're showing that you won't tolerate disrespect, and you're setting clear boundaries for how you expect to be treated. In conclusion, your attitude isn't going to get you very far in life is an effective and powerful way to call out someone's rude or arrogant behavior. It forces them to confront the reality that their disrespectful attitude will eventually hold them back in life. True success comes from respect, collaboration, and positive relationships, not from putting others down. By using this comeback, you assert your own self-worth and remind the other person that their behavior won't lead them to the success they may be hoping for. Sentence 5. this conversation was over before it began. This comeback is the ultimate power move. It's not just a clever way to shut down a conversation, it's a bold statement that you're not going to waste any more of your time or energy engaging with someone who is attempting to provoke you or start a pointless argument. When you say, "This conversation was over before it even started," you are taking complete control of the situation. It's a way of communicating that you won't stoop to their level or give them the satisfaction of an argument. Sometimes, people engage in arguments simply for the sake of causing drama. They aren't looking for a solution or a meaningful exchange of ideas, they just want to stir the pot and see how much they can get under your skin. By using this response, you make it clear that you see their attempt for what it is, a waste of time. You refuse to engage with their negativity, and you don't give them the satisfaction of seeing you argue or defend yourself. This phrase shuts down their attempts before they can even escalate. It's a firm statement that you're not going to participate in their conflict, and by doing so, you regain control of the situation. People who thrive on creating conflict often try to provoke others into reacting emotionally. They want to see you upset, angry, or defensive, as it gives them a sense of power. However, when you respond with "This conversation was over before it even started," you deny them the emotional reaction they crave. Instead of allowing them to provoke you, you make it clear that you are not interested in engaging with their behavior. This response immediately puts the power back in your hands. By staying calm and composed, you show them that their attempts to provoke you are futile. It's a way of demonstrating that you are in control of your emotions, and they have no power over you. When you say, "This conversation was over before it even started," you are setting a boundary. You're telling the other person that their behavior is unacceptable and that you won't engage in any further discussion. It's a clear, direct way of saying, "I'm not going to tolerate this," and it gives you the freedom to walk away from a conversation that doesn't serve you. This comeback is particularly useful when someone is trying to bait you into an argument or engage you in a meaningless discussion. Whether it's a colleague who likes to argue for the sake of arguing or someone who's trying to start drama, this response immediately takes away their power to provoke you. It's a great tool for handling toxic people who enjoy causing chaos and conflict. In conclusion, "This conversation was over before it even started" is a powerful and definitive response that allows you to take control of the situation. It's a way to refuse to engage with someone who is attempting to provoke you or drag you into a pointless argument. By using this comeback, you demonstrate that you won't let anyone waste your time, and you remain in control of how you respond to negativity. Sentence 6. Thanks for your comment, I will forget it immediately. This comeback is an incredibly effective way to deal with rude or negative people who love to offer unsolicited opinions or criticize you without offering any constructive feedback. Instead of getting defensive or arguing with them, you simply acknowledge their opinion and dismiss it immediately. The brilliance of this response lies in its ability to deflect criticism without engaging in conflict, all while asserting that their opinion doesn't matter to you. When someone criticizes you or offers an unsolicited opinion, they often expect a reaction. Whether they want you to defend yourself, justify your actions, or simply get angry, their goal is to provoke an emotional response from you. By responding with "Thanks for your input, I'll forget it immediately," you show that their opinion has no impact on you. You dismiss it with a simple, casual response that doesn't engage with their negativity or give them the satisfaction of a drawn-out argument. This response is all about indifference. It communicates that you don't care about their criticism, and you're not going to give it any mental space. It takes the power away from them by showing that their opinion doesn't affect your peace of mind or your decisions. One of the key aspects of this comeback is that it helps you maintain emotional control. When someone criticizes you, it's easy to react emotionally, whether by defending yourself or feeling hurt. However, this response allows you to stay calm and composed. Instead of getting caught up in the criticism or letting it affect your mood, you're taking a step back and choosing not to engage. You're asserting that your emotional state is yours to control, not theirs. By calmly dismissing their opinion, you show that you are unaffected by their negativity, and this undermines their attempt to provoke you. Another great thing about this comeback is that it sets a clear boundary without causing confrontation. You're politely acknowledging their opinion but making it clear that you won't allow it to influence you. This response works well in situations where someone is constantly offering unsolicited advice or making judgmental remarks. Instead of getting into a back-and-forth argument, you're simply stating that their input is irrelevant to you and won't be remembered. It's a direct way of establishing that their opinion doesn't hold weight in your life. This comeback is perfect for situations where someone continuously criticizes you or offers unsolicited opinions. Whether it's a colleague who thinks they know better, a friend who's constantly making judgmental comments, or a stranger trying to provoke you, this response is a great way to shut them down without engaging in an unnecessary argument. It's also useful when someone is being overly negative and you don't want to feed into their drama. In conclusion, thanks for your input. I'll forget it immediately is a powerful way to deal with rude or negative people. It allows you to deflect criticism and maintain emotional control without engaging in a conflict. By using this comeback, you set clear boundaries and show that you are not affected by their opinion, ultimately preserving your peace of mind and confidence. Sentence 7. You are really determined to make a fool of yourself. This comeback is a sharp, witty way to put someone in their place when they're acting foolish or trying to belittle others. It's a powerful way of calling out their behavior, making them reflect on how ridiculous they are being without directly attacking their character. When you say, "You're really determined to make a fool of yourself," you are acknowledging their behavior in a way that shifts the focus back on them, making them the center of attention for all the wrong reasons. People who act foolishly often don't realize the extent to which they're embarrassing themselves. They may engage in behaviors like interrupting others, making sarcastic comments, or acting inappropriately in public, all in the hopes of gaining attention or asserting their dominance. By using this response, you immediately point out that their actions are not only inappropriate but also make them look foolish. It's a way of drawing attention to their behavior and making them the subject of mockery, rather than allowing them to control the narrative. What makes this comeback so effective is that it doesn't engage in the same foolishness. It's not about insulting them or calling them names, it's about highlighting how ridiculous their actions are without stooping to their level. When someone is acting like a clown or making a fool of themselves, they are often trying to get attention or provoke a reaction from others. They may want to control the situation by making people laugh at their expense, but when you turn the tables and call them out on their behavior, you take away their ability to control the conversation. Instead of allowing them to dominate the interaction, you put them in the uncomfortable position of realizing that they are the ones who are being laughed at. This response flips the power dynamic by showing them that their antics have no power over you and, instead, leave them in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. It's a clever way of asserting control while making them feel small without directly insulting them. The beauty of this comeback is that it shifts the focus entirely back to the person who is trying to make a fool of themselves. Rather than getting defensive or upset, you calmly point out how they are behaving in a way that makes them look foolish. This response takes their attempts to belittle you or create drama and redirects it back at them. Now, they are the ones who are on display for their ridiculous behavior, and you are simply calling it out in a way that makes it impossible for them to ignore. This comeback is perfect for situations when someone is acting childish, making unnecessary jokes, or embarrassing themselves in public. Whether it's a colleague who constantly interrupts with sarcastic remarks, a friend who always tries to put others down to make themselves feel superior, or even a stranger who is making a scene, this response instantly stops their behavior. It's also great for those times when people try to provoke you by making fun of you or embarrassing you. By turning the tables, you show them that they're the ones who are being foolish. In conclusion, you're really determined to make a fool of yourself as a clever, cutting comeback that forces the other person to realize how ridiculous their actions are. It puts them in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons and flips the power dynamic in your favor. Instead of reacting emotionally or getting upset, you calmly and confidently call out their behavior, making them the center of attention for their foolishness. It's a great tool for maintaining control of the situation and showing that you won't tolerate disrespect or childish behavior. Conclusion. In conclusion, handling disrespect and negativity with calmness and confidence is a powerful tool for maintaining your peace of mind and asserting your self-worth. The comebacks discussed, whether it's refusing to engage in pointless arguments, setting clear boundaries, or flipping the power dynamic, are all designed to help you remain in control of the situation without stooping to the level of those who try to provoke you. By responding with sharp, calculated words rather than emotional outbursts, you demonstrate strength, intelligence, and self-respect. The key takeaway is that you don't need to react emotionally or defensively to the disrespect of others. Instead, you can choose to rise above it, using your words and actions strategically to take back control and make the person who disrespects you rethink their behavior. These comebacks aren't just about winning arguments, they're about maintaining your dignity and showing that you won't tolerate being put down. Remember, the next time someone disrespects you, it's not about proving them wrong, it's about proving to yourself that you're in control of how you respond. Stay calm, use your words wisely, and leave the drama behind. Your peace, confidence, and self-respect are worth far more than engaging in toxic exchanges.